Hello y'all, it's Valerie here, and today I want to take advantage of this sunny weather and go ahead and clean up my front yard area in front of my greenhouse because I have some plants that need to come outside now that the weather's getting nice, and they'll be able to come out several days at a time now, and then they'll go back in if it does on a rare occasion dip too low. And to do that, I need to get this front area cleaned up. My brassicas are going to flower, so they're finished. I had sprouting broccoli. Some of it's been eaten this morning, and what's left is going to seed, or it's getting ready to flower, so we're going to go ahead and compost those. So I'm going to move the pots and just do a general cleanup and then take it from there. Alright, I moved my table down, and yes, I need to get the wood off here, and we need to weed this, but we moved this old wood-burning stove that we had in the house, and I was going to put a fire pit here, but with the structure here, there just wasn't quite enough room for a fire pit, so we moved this stove out, and we will be able to use it for having fires. I am going to put some stone around the bottom of that so it won't stay on bare ground. And then I got some leaves down on here. The leaves were already down. Part of it was composted, part of that down there. So I finished composting this area and put some hay on top because I had a bag of hay out here that I needed to use. And then we had these rocks. My dogs are barking at some horses. We had these larger rocks that we were going to use to make my fire pit, but since we're not using it for that, of course we're going to use it to make a bed around this. And I need to get more stone. We need to fill in that area still. I am going to rearrange this stuff, and I got my poor little citrus tree that I'm bringing out, and it's starting to get some leaves, but man, it doesn't look great. I decided to put these little planters here on either end of this planting bed. That has baby garlic in it that isn't quite big enough. It would be its first year, so they were harvested last year, but they were the bulbs, and they don't start producing heads until like year, I want to say 3, maybe 2, maybe 3. That right there has some gladiolus that I planted from seed that should start popping up, but those take a couple years to start to flower as well. So I put those in a pot, and when they get big enough, they'll go in the ground. And this pot right here has nothing in it yet. It will be filled with dirt and something will be planted. My jugs, of course, once the time is right, they will get planted out and those will be gone. So what I still need to do is rearrange the stuff on this porch. And I'm going to go through and dig out these weeds because eventually I'd like to maybe do some kind of patio or something here. But for this season, because we have access to mulch, we're just going to get these weeds up and mulch this area. So that's what I'm going to work on now, is digging weeds. Okay, that's what it looks like now. And I did leave that bare ground because I want to get my stones and my lava rock and whatever I'm putting around this fireplace. I want to get that in before I finish up the mulch in that area. So that will stay bare until I get able to get my stone for that. Since I got done putting this mulch out, I brought out some plants from my greenhouse. And as you remember, probably because it was a few seconds ago for you, I left this blank space because I want to surround it with stone. And then I need to get stone for this front edge and some more stone to finish off this back edge. So I think I'm going to go do that now. I'm going to grab a bucket. I'm going to walk behind my house to grab stone. It would be easier with 2 people to get this stone because I could hand it over the fence and we could load it up in the wheelbarrow. And I know that ultimately that would be quicker. However, I don't have anyone to help me right now, so I'm just going to get a bucket and walk behind the house and get it that way. I will take you with me when I go to get my first round of stones and show you where I'm going. But I'm not going to take you back there every time because it's kind of difficult to carry a bunch of rocks and hold a camera. But I'll at least take you back there and show you where I'm getting them from. Now granted, I probably won't be able to carry very many at a time in this because it'll get heavy. However, I will be able to get more than I would with this than I would without, so. Might as well look at the pretty things in bloom here real quick. I can't tell if the color's showing up, but these are some pink daffodils. Everything just looks not daffodils, dandelions. Everything just kind of looks washed out on my screen. See, we've got all kinds of stone just laying around back here. And so I'm probably not taking these bigger ones right now. I'll leave those for when I do have help. But there's several that's kind of medium to smallish. And I'll work with those first. Alright, I'm just going to gather these. I'll meet you back around front. So here's my bucket of stone. It was a little bit heavier than what I thought it would be. And I even kept on picking it up to check the heaviness. But carrying it that distance, I probably could have used 1 or 2 less stones. I think I'm going to start with my surround for this old stove that we're going to be using as a fireplace. Alright, now I've got that surrounded with stone. I just need to go buy some lava rock to put underneath it, and then that will be ready. So the next order of business is to finish out this border and finish out this border. Okay, Now, as you see, got a front border here, and that stone's there, and then got that back border there. And yes, we are digging out and putting in a walkway that's unfinished. So all of this will come together slowly. But now all I need is my lava rock, and then I can finish mulching and getting this area fixed up. So in this area here, I originally had a stack of smaller rocks, and I traded those out for something more significant. I have these stones right here, so I'm just going to put some more on this edge here, and there might even be a couple there that I'm able to dig up that might have sunk. We'll see. See, I kind of just finished off that side. I dug that one big one up. This right here. Put some mulch under, brought it back to the surface, and just stacked to connect it there. Eventually, we'll get it the rest of the way. It's a one of these days type of thing. Alright, I just got that deck for my greenhouse cleaned up a little bit. I do have a bag of mulch still sitting there on the side right here, but it's too heavy for me to lift and carry very far. I can lift it, but then I have to drop it a couple of feet. I can't really carry it, so it'll have to wait there until someone stronger than me can move it for me. Okay, y'all, I'm burning up. It's starting to get really warm out here, and I am done with this little project for now. Of course, I still have some things I need to do, but this is a good stopping point because I don't know what the next project that I'm going to do is. I'm going to have to wait and go get my lava rock before I can finish up this area anyways. I didn't think that I would be doing all of this when I started. I literally just thought I was going to straighten it up a little bit so I could bring my plants out to harden off. I didn't think I was going to be putting all the mulch down and digging up the weeds and putting the stone and putting the compost in the hay. They were things that needed done. I just didn't think that that was the project I was going to be doing. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. And when I figure out the next project in the long list of projects, I'll be sure to bring you guys with me. See you next time. Bye.